Hi, my name is Precious Menga from Zambia. Your speaker for tonight will be taking you through the agriculture sector, the benefits, and also the disadvantages of modern day farming.
Modern agriculture. What is modern agriculture and what role does it play? Modern agriculture is an evolving approach to agriculture, innovation, and farming practices that help farmers increase in efficiency, like improved affordability of food, increases food supply, ensure the food increase in sustainability. But here's the problem: environmental problems, because it is based on high inputs and also high outputs, technical using of hybrid seeds, high yielding variety, and abundant irrigation, water, fertilizer, and pesticides. It reduces resources like water, land, and energy necessary to meet the world's food. Surprising, right? In spite of its efficiency, it still causes more harm to us than it intends on helping. So there are four facts of modern technique and innovation farming. Number one, speaking of soil erosion, the fertile soil of farmland is removed due to excessive water supply. It leads to loss of nutrients rich in soil that hampered productivity, which now causes global warming. Because its silt of water bodies induces the release of carbon from the particulate organic materials. Number two, it contaminates the natural groundwater. Irrigation from agriculture fields, nitrogenous fertilizers leach into the soil and finally contaminating the groundwater. And when nitrate level of groundwater exceeds 25 liters, it can cause serious hazard issues leading to death, especially in infants. Number two, eutrophication, which is the addition of artificial or non-artificial substances such as nitrates and phosphates through fertilizer to the fresh water system, which increases the primary productivity of water body. And such excessive use of fertilizer, it consists of nitrogen and phosphorus, leading to overnourishment of lakes and water bodies, and raises the phenomenon of eutrophication, which is very bad. Number four, the excessive use of pesticides. There are many pesticides that are used to destroy pests and boosting crop production. Unfortunately, it also targets the beneficial pests. Most important, most pesticides are non-biodegradable, which is also linked to the food chain, harmful to the human being. Haven't you wondered that why is it that more than ever we have high rate of hunger in the world, especially in Africa, and poor health, global warming, diseases, and fast rate of economic reduction. We are in so much debt.
And what's the difference between the U.S. debt and the debt that African nations own? Because the U.S. debt doesn't keep the U.S. from being one of the leading powers of the world, but then African nations can't make it because of that debt that is strangling them.
Okay.
What's more painful is the fact that we Africans have decided to lay back and watch. We are laying back to watch our indigenous foods and our form of farming disappear without even doing anything. And we watch and still continue to go by the same method of modern farming, the more and more and more, and we shrink deeper and deeper into poverty and lack of food, lack of healthy foods. So it's time for you and I to make that good move, to make that good will to say that enough is enough. Olden days farming is the only way that we are supposed to go back and begin from the scratch. Who would we say that are the main contributors to what we are facing now? The hunger issues levels that have risen to this point, who are we going to blame? Who are we going to blame but ourselves? Because we allowed this on ourselves. We abandoned what used to work for our forefathers, what used to work for our ancestors, and we are now embracing something new that has now caused so much harm to us. And now we are regretting because we were not thinking about our families, our community, and the continent. Such indigenous foods can be eaten instead. Another thing is that it has high increase of income and plays a very vital role in boosting a country or a continent's economy, which I can call the agricultural economy.
The African debt is in U.S. dollars. Africa has to earn the U.S. dollars, and the only way it can earn the U.S. dollars is not to be assassinated for growing its own food and becoming independent and doing something that the United States does not like. The principle underlying the foundation of the World Bank is that no country should grow its own food. Africa and the third world should only grow export crops. To export, in order to have an oversupply of cocoa and other tropical raw materials, to keep down the price, they must buy their grain from the United States or Europe, so that if they do something that we don't like, we can do what America tried to do to China in the 60s. We can sanction them. We can say, we're going to starve you. We're going to not export any grain to you. So.
Now the question should be, if indigenous plants have such great benefits, and what then went wrong? Why is it being discouraged? And why is the media promoting modern farming instead? Who is behind this? And why the desperation of trying to get rid of it completely? For what reason? Is it a deliberate move to deprive Africans from being free from poverty, especially hunger, or is it to bring you to a point of completely being dependent on the Western and European nations?